Hello and welcome back to Machine Learning. I'm Javita Christie, and in this video, we are going to do some problems related to multiple random variables. So let's begin. The first question that we're going to look at is this question right here that says that you take an exam that contains 20 multiple choice questions. Each question has 4 possible options. And you know the answer to 10 questions, but you have no idea about the other 10 questions. So you choose answers randomly. And your score is X, okay, which is the total number of correct answers. And you need to find the PMF of X, which means you have to find the probability mass function of X. And you also need to find the probability that X is greater than 15. So now, when we look at this type of a question, first of all, you need to figure out what kind of a distribution it is. And this is a question that involves only one variable. So you don't have to worry about having multiple random variables. And it's only one single variable. You need to calculate the probability of X. However, we have to calculate, we have to consider another variable in this manner. I can write down, let's assume that y is the number of correct answers to the 10 questions. Because there are 20 questions and there are 10 questions of which I know the answer and 10 questions of which I do not know the answer, and I have just randomly selected some answers. So these are the 10 questions to the 10 questions that I do not know the answer to. So these are the, let's just finish that. So number of y is equal to number of correct answers to the 10 questions that I answered randomly. Okay. So that means my total score X is going to be 10 plus Y. And the reason why I say 10 plus Y is because 10 is the number of correct answers I already have, because it says that I know the answer to 10 questions. So I'm definitely getting 10 points, but the remaining 10 points depends on Y. So this is, that's why it is multivariable or multivariate, because I have two variables, X and Y. And first, let's try to find the PMF of Y. So let's calculate the PMF for Y. Now for each question, probability of success for each question will be equal to 1 by 4, because each question has 4 options and you have to select one, and one of them is correct. So the probability of success is going to be 1 by 4 for each of these. Okay, so that means what you're doing, it is, there are two outcomes, success and failure. So if you select an answer, you either get 1 point or you get 0 points. It's either correct or it's incorrect. So remember, this type of a distribution is what we call a Bernoulli distribution, right? So this is a Bernoulli distribution, and sorry, it's not a Bernoulli distribution. You can also call it a binomial distribution because you're actually doing multiple trials. You have 10 questions. So let's call it a binomial distribution. And of course, if you don't know what this is, you can go through some of the questions. You can go through some of the videos on binomial distribution, and I'm sure you'll get it. So this is a binomial distribution. It is an example of a binomial distribution. And so I can say that the PMF of Y is going to be equal to two things. One thing is that it can be 10 small y. And then we write, this is the formula for binomial distribution. And the probability of success is 1 by 4. Small y is actually the number of successful attempts, which means the number of correct answers. And my probability of getting an incorrect answer is 3 by 4 because I just have to see 1 minus 1 by 4, which gives me 3 by 4. And so if y is the number of correct answers, the number of incorrect answers is going to be 10 minus y. So this is what it is. And this is for y equal to 0 to 10. So all values starting from 0 to 10, I can use this, but obviously the probability is 0 because if the value of y is anything other than between 0 and 10, because then what happens is you can have y 11 or 12, which is not possible. The maximum marks I can score is 10, so I cannot have more than 10. The probability there is 0. So this is what the PMF of y is. Now, what we need to do is find the PMF of x. So let's take a look at that. So first of all, we want to calculate PMF of x, and we know that x is y plus 10, okay? And let's find the range of x. So what can be the range of x? The range of x, remember x is y plus 10. And so the minimum score I can get is 10 if all the other randomly selected answers are incorrect. So I can have 10, I can have 11, I can have 12, and so on. And the maximum I can score is 20. So this is my range of y. And to calculate the PMF for x, what I need to do is let's try to find out probability of x equal to 10. When can this happen? This can happen. Now what I'm going to do here is replace x with y plus 10. So it's actually going to be y plus 10 equal to 10, right? This is the whole equation for x. So I'm just changing it and making y plus 10 equal to 10. So when is this possible? When the value of y is actually 0, which means I have to calculate the probability of y equal to 0. And what is the probability of y equal to 0? I have to put those values in the formula. So remember the formula we created previously, just in case you've forgotten. This is the formula right here. 10cy into 1 by 4 raised to y into 3 by 4 raised to 10 minus y. Okay, so let's make use of that formula here. So I can have 10c0, probability of success is 1 by 4, but I have 0 success. And so probability of failure 3 by 4 would be raised to 10. And if you evaluate this, you're going to get 3 by 4 raised to 10. You can, of course, try it out on your own. So this is the probability of x equal to 10. Let's find out probability of x equal to 11, which is actually y plus 10 equal to 11, in which case I have to calculate probability of y equal to 1, which would be 10c1 and 1 by 4 raised to 1. If you don't write, it's okay, but never mind. And 3 by 4 raised to 9. And upon calculating this, you are going to get 10 into 1 by 4 into 3 by 4 raised to 9. So obviously because 10c1 is 10 itself. So this is what you will get. So based on this, we could have some general definition for this based on all this. So what can be that general definition? I could essentially define this as, in terms of k, I could define this as p of x. Okay, actually, this is not enough space for me. So I'll just remove this. Okay, Okay, so what can we define here? I'm just going to draw a line here because I want this data as well. So you can say that Px of any value k is going to be equal to P of x equal to k, and this is going to be equal to P of y plus 10 equal to k, right? And then you can further modify this as P of y equal to k minus 10, all right? And so what you're doing is you're replacing y with k minus 10. So remember the equation that we had for y, which was the PMF of y, which was actually 10cy and then 1 by 4 raised to y, and then 3 by 4 raised to 10 minus y. That was the equation. So the PMF of x, according to this, is going to be 10c, and instead of y, we just have to put k minus 10, and 1 by 4 raised to, once again, k minus 10, and 3 by 4 raised to, once again, 10 minus k. Sorry, here it is going to be just, okay, this is k minus 10, and here you have 10 minus k minus 10, which is actually 10 and 10 get cancelled, and you are left with k. I'm sorry, it's really hard to see, I believe. That's okay. I'm going to write it down again on the next page. Okay, so to summarize, let me just say that Px of k is actually equal to, this is the PMF, 10k minus 10. That is my first term. The second term is 1 by 4 raised to k minus 10. And the third term is 3 by 4 raised to k, as we discussed. Okay, sorry, it's not going to be k, it's actually 20, right? So this is going to be, you can just make that small correction in the previous, whatever work I did previously as well, that this is going to be 10 minus k minus 10, and that's going to be 10 plus 10, 20, not 10 minus 10, 0. So 20 minus k, that is what it will be, 20 minus k. And when does this apply? This applies for all values of k that lie between 10, 11, 12, up to 20. And it is equal to 0 otherwise. So this is what we have. This is what we know about the PMF of k. Now next, what I want to do is to find the probability of x greater than 15. Okay, so we know the probabilities, we know the PMFs now of x as well as y, and what we want to find out is probability of x greater than 15. Now, when can that happen? We already know that, once again, that x is equal to y plus 10. So we know that x is at least 10, right? We know that x is at least 10. When can x be 15? If y is equal to either, and when can x be greater than 15? If y is equal to 6. Okay. So this possibility can happen if y is equal to 6, because then this will be 16. If y is 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, for all these possibilities, your x can be greater than 15. So these are the possibilities. And so when you're calculating x greater than 15, you have to calculate probability of x being 16 plus 17 plus 18 and 19. Okay, I started putting commas. So this would be, okay, that's the last term. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm just going to put the equal to sign here because I don't want to cover what I'm writing. So you just have to apply all this into your PMF of x that you created, right? So it's very simple. The first term is going to be 10. The value of k is, of course, 16. So 16 minus 10 would give you 6. And then 1 by 4, what would that give you? K minus 10. So what would that be? The value of k is 16 again. So 1 by 4 raised to 16. The other one is 20 minus 16, which will be 4. So 3 by 4 raised to 4. So works out quite well. This is what you have. Okay. Sorry, this one is 6 actually. So this is 6. I might as well just erase it for you. Okay. So this is 6. And for the next term, we have 10, k minus 10, 7, and 1 by 4 raised to 7. And the third one is 3 by 4 raised to 20 minus 7, which is actually, sorry, 20 minus 17, which is 3. And then the third term is going to be 10, and value of k is 18. So 18 minus 10 is 8, and it will be 1 by 4 raised to, in this case, 18 minus 10, which is 8. 3 by 4 raised to 2. The fourth term is going to be 10c9, and then 1 by 4 raised to 9, and 3 by 4 raised to 1. And finally, the last term, where all the answers are correct, that is just going to be 20 minus 10, 10c10, and 1 by 4 raised to 10, and 3 by 4 raised to 0. So if you evaluate all this, then you will be getting your final answer. And I'm going to leave it at that for you.